long time ago in the Wayback Machine, somewhere in the BC, in a place called Shinar. Likely inspired by the Mesopotamian ziggurats. People came together, shared all their knowledge, oh so intelligent, wanted to make a reputation for themselves. This is a cautionary tale against human pride, arrogance and hubris. And it represents a top-down utopia and totalitarian state where words lose their meaning. The Tower of Babel, I'm talking about, is often linked to Babylonian pride and Nimrod. In scripture, Babylon is used as a symbol of wickedness and rebellion against God. The Tower of Babel is a biblical narrative in Genesis 11, 1-9, describing humanity united by one language, building a tower that reaches to the heavens in Shinar to make a name for themselves. God, viewing this as prideful defiance, confused their speech, causing them to abandon the project and scatter across the earth. The tower was just the place. The tower itself wasn't the problem, it was the people. We've got towers of Babylon all over the place, all over the world. The White House is one. AI is one. Parliament is one. Government. We're talking about government. Forms of governance. We're talking about systems of control. Oh so wise, apparently smarter than God. Apparently we're smarter than He who created us in His image with limitations. It's a reason why we have limitations. Creating AI will be our downfall, don't you worry. That's our top tier. That's the top level of the Tower of Babylon. We will rule ourselves into ruins. It's the way we're designed. God won't let us go above what we ought to be. We don't have it. We don't got the bloody scruples, boy. So I wrote this into the paper and I've sent a copy to the Governor General. These ignorant and unintelligent politicians with an average vocabulary need to be pulled into line. I wrote this letter into the Advocate News and now I'll forward it. Willful ignorance and cognitive dissonance. We have some very divisive and dangerous rhetoric being thrown about. Yet again, we're being told to be proud of a culture that doesn't really exist. Football, meat pies, kangaroos and trade unions because Holden cars are extinct. Jacinta Price may be correct in what she is saying about Aboriginal traditions, but they should be we. They should be we. And at least they have a culture. What do I mean by that? Well, why is it a them and us? Why is it a they and an us and a them? They should be we. But that's not the big issue. The big issue is conflating Western military-trained ideological militias created by Western meddling in Arab nation states since the invasion and occupation of Lebanon in 1982. The Western converts, Muslim Brotherhood, are the equivalent of the worst elements of the American Black Panther movement after the assassination of both Christian leader Dr. Martin Luther King and Muslim leader Malcolm X. Except they are from the worst war-torn demographic of the entire Arab and African nations. Yet Judaism doesn't even recognise Jesus Christ, will not speak his name, and regard us as goyim, cattle. The rhetoric being thrown about as loosely as "she'll be right" is causing unnecessary conflict and division in our communities, and painting a target on all our backs, causing paranoia for all faiths and religions. Blanket generalisation of any individuals, minorities or ethnicities is divisive and toxic to public peace, yet they try to coerce social cohesion. That's like seeing everything as a nail just so you can avoid putting the hammer back in the toolbox where it belongs. The politics of religion kills faith, peace and culture. We are being manipulated like remote control idiots. By remote control idiots. They're using your emotions, your ego, your religion against yourself. Put your religion away, there's a good boy. Try having some faith for a change. Try walking the walk instead of talking the bullshit. Yeah, I've got them that live around me. I don't have a problem with them. Why? They just want to be we. Believe it or not. The worst elements in our society are the police. Believe it or not. The benches are breaking dog's back leg. Now and then they throw a drug dealer under the bus, while their Mason mates look after them and they never go to jail. Back out dealing the same day, right up in the paper, half a kilo, 500 grams, 8.82 ounces, 28 grams to an ounce. You do the math, it's fuck all. Sounds like a lot when you put a dollar value next to it. Estimated street value of fucking Tats Lotto Award. Sounds like a lot to the numpties because they don't have a clue. I don't know. Sounds like a lot to Joe Pesci, but Leo gets it. You get it? Blaming the Muslims for this and the Muslims for that. We have this top tier down micro management system. Look at it, everything under a microscope and you can't really see the problem. You know? Everything under a magnifying glass. Look at that little piss ant running around, yeah? You're sitting on the fucking nest, dickhead. It's not a piss ant, they're bull ants, you're about to get bit. Oh, it's the Muslims. No, it's not. It's not. It's actually not. As long as you keep making them, they're going to remain them. And of course, how can they like us if you don't let them? How can they integrate if you won't let them? You pick out the worst elements and the worst atrocities around the world for the last 20 years, and there's about half a dozen of them, and they're all linked to militia groups trained by Western soldiers under the watchful eye of the CIA and the United States government, under the watchful eye of George W. Bush Sr. and George Bush Jr., Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump. Truman, and on and on. Reagan. That sharp double-edged sword that protrudes from God's mouth when he comes, from Jesus' mouth when he comes next time. What do you think that is? What do you think that is? It's Palantir, idiot. It's Palantir. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Ha! Damned if you did, damned if you didn't. We're all going to be judged by it. We're all on the list. One way or another, it plays out. Whether it's used for good or used for bad, it still plays out, doesn't it? There's no escaping it. That is the script. Script yours. Scriptures. It's your script. It's our script. Script ours. Our script. It's your script. Your script. Stick to the fucking script. But the end isn't the end. There's another 1,000 years to go yet. We're just writing the Third Testament. There are people that are afraid. I was talking to a lady the other day, and she's done real well to sort her life out. And now she gets to this end of the life, and now she's afraid of the government. She's afraid of war. She's afraid of what's going on because of the rhetoric being thrown around by fucking idiot politicians and dickhead police running around like they fucking own the place. Courts that won't let you speak the truth. Tower of Babel all over again, isn't it? You need a lawyer. No, you don't. I don't need a lawyer to withhold the truth. When you have to plead not guilty just to have your say and fucking convolute the court system and go back and over again for a year over a cop that followed you home and told lies, trying to entrap you into something, trying to make something out of nothing. So now he's made something out of nothing. What? That is literally the story of the Tower of Babel. Man having dominion over man, running around as if they're so fucking smart and so righteous. Nothing could be further from the truth. politicians painting a target on everyone's back.
You come here and do your job and piss up back to where you came from.
What a fucking idiot. Settle down. You lay an egg, you fuckwit. You Rhode Island Red. Fucking Rhode Island Red bantam hen. Carrying on like a fucking pork chop. Sorry for all the swear words. Because it's a microcosm. Looking at everything through the magnifying glass that they're told to look through. They're advisors. This is a problem. Okay, well, I advise that we go this way about it. Why? Because they're all micromanaged. Micromanaged microcosms. They're creating problems one problem at a time, not fixing them by removing the problem one problem at a time. Oh, it's complex. No, it's not. No, it's not. The only complexity is that there's too many cooks adding the wrong ingredients into the recipe. It's if you add enough different coloured tinters into a tin of paint, it always ends up looking the same colour. It's a cross between spew and shit. Looks like what's in the first poo your baby does in its nappy. And you go and you sacrifice the best part, 3/4 of your life, to part with a good 70 or 80% of the income that you sacrifice to get back to them in taxes so that they can do this to us? Why? I've been there, done that. I've worked 2 jobs quite a lot of my life. I've paid a lot in taxes. What have I got to show for it? I've had a lot in my life. I've had some golden opportunities I fucked up too. I don't claim to be perfect, but I've made a lot of mistakes and I'm watching everyone else make them. But no, you can't tell them they know best. Why? Because they've got the honourable or something in front of their name. Nothing fucking honourable about them. The grubs. Senator or fucking minister. Commissioner. You know, they used to call it the Housing Commission of Australia. They had a housing commissioner, a police commissioner. A police commissioner isn't a cop. They just think they are. As long as you keep the commissioner happy, we keep the minister happy. As long as you keep the minister happy, we keep getting new toys and more funding. We'll just keep busting the same people over and over again. Babble. Well, look at us, we're so good. Move them cops away and the new cops come in, bust the same dealers over again. Babble. They don't realise that they're part of the game. You get a couple of levels up. Oh shit. That's a warning shot to the higher ups. Idiots. Right, everyone change phone numbers, throw phones away. Create a new channel, new people. Organically, a new channel forms itself. the invisible spider's web and the invisible spiders. The police keep the police from ever solving the problem because they don't want to look inwards. They don't want to look inwards at their handlers at the Freemasons Lodge. You got to look up, people. That's where the problem is. I don't mean up to God. Up to those that you don't realise are actually just your handlers, because you'll goy them, you'll paddle. You give a politician a bit of information and they run with it. And they don't actually stop and think about what you give them. They do a shitload of harm with it. Because they don't know how to use it. You see, say you get a dodgy cop and his name gets dropped enough times, or hers, they just investigate that cop. They don't look at how that cop got trained that way, how they became that way, from the young aspiring cadet to a constable to a cunt who trained them in that direction. Why were they trained in that direction? Got to keep going up. It's the same with politicians. They enter into politics thinking they're going to make a great difference. I'm going to fix this and fix that. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because you're going to follow orders. It's the system itself, and like I said, you can't hold a system, you can't fight a system, you can't see it. It's just a system. It's in there. But you can let it fall, like the Tower of Babel. You can walk away from it. It's destroying itself. If you really want to make a difference, get out from under it and walk away from it. Otherwise, it's going to fall on you.